What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. Today we are actually going to be doing another product review, and this time it's something that all of you guys can use regardless of what car you have. We're going to be reviewing one of the better dash cams out there on the market right now, and it's coming with a discount. Yeah, for Prime Day. So let's jump into this and talk about what dash cam we're doing, and we're going to do all of the reviewing. We're going to do the unboxing, we're going to do the setup, we're going to do the review, and ultimately I'm going to show you the quality of this unit, because I've done some dash cams in the past. This one proves to be possibly the best. Let's jump into it. And this is the dash cam we're going to be talking about today, guys. It comes to us from a company called Vantrue. I know, it's one of those ones we haven't heard of before, but it is the Nexus 4 Pro. We're going to be unboxing and doing all of the stuff with this today because this is a really stout camera on paper. Now, I have not gotten to actually experience this, so you're going to be experiencing it with me today in real time. We're going to unbox it. I did already rip the sticker here and take a look at it just to make sure that everything was in there, but we're going to hook it up and we're going to see what this thing can really do. This is going to have a fantastic deal coming up here for Amazon Prime Day. That's another reason why we're putting this video out right now, because you can actually save almost $100 off of this thing for Amazon Prime Day. So check out the link in the description down below if you're interested. But we're going to go ahead and unbox this and install it in the wife's car, who just dropped her cell phone. But anyway, let's go ahead and unbox this thing and see what all we get inside. So right off the bat, it's very Apple-esque the way it opens up, because that just like suctioned off there. And of course we have on the back here, you can get the app for this particular dash cam from the App Store, or of course Google Play if you have an Android phone. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what we have here. So we get some instructions here talking about how we're going to install this thing. You can most likely hardwire this, if I had to guess, but for the sake of the video purpose and to get this done as quickly and easily as possible, we are going to use the included cigarette lighter adapter or power plug. Now, we do have the main camera source, which of course is 4K, not just 4K, but also HDR. This thing is the real deal. It also has inside cabin recording. So we're going to obviously have the camera facing outside to record everything happening in front of the vehicle. There's also going to be a camera facing inside of the cabin to record anything going on inside the cabin, which we're going to demonstrate all this stuff for you guys later, as well as a rear camera. So you're going to have 3 different points of security or just video in general. This is what we get in the box. Pretty clearly marked what this is, but this is obviously going to be where your power plug's at. This is the rear camera still in the packaging, and then this is the front facing camera, is obviously a bigger unit. Now, one of the big things I really liked about this, I'm not going to unbag it just yet, but one of the really cool features about this particular unit is that it actually does come with a polarizer, which is really interesting. I haven't seen that on a lot of different dash cams, but what that's for is that it will actually screw onto the main lens right here, and it will stop things like your dash from reflecting in the actual windshield and getting on the footage here. So we'll kind of play with that in a second. So here's the main unit unboxed. Of course, like I said, it's the Vantrue Nexus 4 Pro. And on the other side here, we can actually see this is where the SD card slot will go. This is the power button on the back. On the bottom, we have a couple different options, but the one big thing I want to talk about is the Wi-Fi availability here, because this can be updated or have files pulled off of it via Wi-Fi. And this is one of the only dash cams I've seen in a long time that will allow you to do that in the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band. So if you know what that is, that basically means you're not going to be limited to 2.4 like the stuff in the past, and it really makes it difficult to get things whenever it's limited to 2.4, because most people aren't using that anymore. Now, like I said, it will also record inside the cabin, and you can see right there is the camera lens for that, and this whole unit here is adjustable up and down. So if you got your main unit facing out the window, this one will be facing into the cabin, and then behind this sticker here is a screen with really nice graphics. And yeah, we're gonna set all this stuff up, and I'm going to show you all of it. But you can see right here on the front, that is actually where the polarizer can screw onto. So really cool stuff. And then also the little camera here is for the rear, which is also USB-C. So that will be real nice to hook everything up. Then we have a pry tool that comes with the kit, which is really cool. We got a additional power plug that will plug into the cigarette lighter power plug. If we turn this around, you have an additional port for power from that as well. Obviously a built-in cord for the power for the actual unit, and then a really long USB-C cable to get from the main camera unit to the back camera unit. So yeah, that's what is all in that box. So we are in the wife's Cadillac. This is her new Lyric, which we're actually going to be reviewing later, so stay tuned for that. Believe it or not, this technology-packed vehicle, for some reason, doesn't come with a built-in dash cam of any kind. Apparently, Cadillac is thinking about enabling something that will give us a dash cam, but until they do, she needs a dash cam. And this one has some really awesome features. So like I was talking about earlier, the features are awesome, but I haven't even begun to scratch the surface, because this one also has all kinds of motion detection. So if the car is parked and turned off, this will turn on if it detects motion and film the previous 15 seconds as well as the next 30 automatically. There's also a collision option. So if this thing detects a collision of some kind or some sort of impact, it's going to automatically turn on and start filming, even if it's already on while you're driving. So if you hit into something while driving, it's automatically going to mark that particular recording, so you know that that's the one when you got into an accident or whatever happened. So the install of this, I'm not going to show too much of. You pull off the double-sided tape protection there, and you stick it up on your windshield, and you plug it into a cigarette lighter. That's what we're going to do for the most part, and then you just hide the wires. So I'm going to go ahead and do that after we open this up, like so, and put in the SD card, because obviously we need something for all these files to be recorded to. So with that sticker off, we'll go ahead and start removing the protective layers on the camera lenses themselves so we can get this thing installed and not be looking through a really blue tinted lens. So there's one on the front and on the one that focuses on the interior. So we're going to start without the NV filter or polarized filter, whatever you want to call it. We're going to start without it and see how it does, and then we're going to put it on and show you why you might want to get something like that. So here we have it with the initial setup. The device, the buttons on the bottom correspond to the buttons on the screen here. So we'll go ahead and hit OK. Then from here, we're going to choose the time zone, which for us would be around New York. The date and format here, we're going to go month, month, day, day, year, year. That's the typical here. Okay, then we'll just hit OK. That date's all right. We'll do 60 hertz here because we are in America. Miles per hour. Like this is where I was talking about it earlier. The 5G is a really big deal here. We'll go ahead and hit OK. All data will be deleted. That's fine. We just put the SD card in. It is formatting it currently. And there we are. So you can see me filming. That's pretty cool. You can also see it forward. Of course, we were having some work done at our house. We just had our deck torn off and putting on a new one, but you can see all that. Now, if we want to move the camera around, of course, it is on a mount where we're going to want a little bit of the hood in there, and we want, of course, the entire front view. And you can even move the camera over here that is recording us on the inside as well. So I'm going to go ahead and play around with those settings, get it set up where I like it, and then I'll be back with you. All right, so here we are sitting in the cabin here. We haven't started going anywhere yet, but you could see all the information there on the screen. It's kind of cool. Now, what's really interesting about this is, like I said, the image is going to be at 4K, but the image you can see me on waving here, that's at 1080p. Now, you can actually change that and turn off the internal camera if you don't want that on, but I wanted to go over some of the selling points of this camera with you outside of the unboxing and the stuff we've done so far. We haven't even hooked up the rear camera yet, which we will do in a second, but I haven't put on the polarizer on the front either, and I'm wondering kind of how much of that dash is showing, but we're going to go for a drive here in a minute that will really kind of show you how good the quality is. But I want to go over some selling points of this camera before we get to that point. The big one for me is the fact that this is the Starvis 2 lens or camera. So this is a Sony lens, of course. So Sony makes some of the better dash cam camera lenses. When you buy a dash cam, the majority of the time you're getting something pretty similar usually. Most dash cams use similar lenses. But if they don't use the better Sony lenses, you're going to have quality issues, especially at night. And the biggest thing with a dash cam is you want to be able to read street signs and license plate letters and numbers and everything. So you want a better lens. This is one of the best ones you can get. Of course, with that comes along the fact it also has night vision. So at night it's going to do better gathering data from license plates and things like that. So here we go for a drive, guys. We're going to kind of see how it's going to do on a normal drive here. So obviously the GPS is working. Looks like the miles per hour is pretty close to right on. Here we can pass a Ford. See how well that looks once I pull the footage off of here and throw it in my editing software. Should be able to see the speed limit signs pretty well. Any of the signs on the side of the road. Here's a truck with a front license plate. See if we can see that. Now we're only going about 45 miles an hour, so we'll see how much of this stuff gets blurred out. Again, some street signs we can kind of see the quality of. I can see the stuff on the back screen here of the dash cam, but I just want to make sure that it is legible because the screen on the dash cam is not that big. So once I pull this into my video editing software, it'll give us a better idea. So now we're going to be able to see kind of against the sun how much of this dash is being affected, and we'll be able to see these license plates. So now we're coming up on this Jeep. I can see the license plate with my eyes. I'm not sure how clear that's coming through on the camera there, but we'll be able to tell in post here but I can read that very clearly in person. So we should be able to read that on the camera as well. All right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to hook up the back camera. I want to see what that is all about. I'm also going to put the polarizer on the front to see if that helps at all with any kind of glare. I can't see any glare on this little screen on the back, but it is possible it's there. So, bless you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and install that, and then we're going to see what this thing does. All right, so here we go now with having the back view camera plugged in as well. Again, we haven't really done any kind of cord management, so if you see the cords hanging around, don't worry about that. These cords need to be hidden up in the headliner and stuff. But for now, we have the front camera going with the polarizer, so if there was any issue with the sun glare or anything, it should be taken care of with that polarizer. We also have the cabin camera going on. That's where you're hearing me talk, and the back camera now is facing out the back of the car here. So we should have pretty much 3 different points of cameras going on at the same time. Again, my focus is road signs. Obviously, the interior sound here should be still pretty decent. And then, of course, anything you can see from the back as far as road signs and stuff is concerned back there as well. That camera back there is really going to be for rear endings and stuff like that. But also, it's still going to activate the mode where if your car's parked and there's any movement or any kind of impact to the vehicle, it's going to start recording. That's going to record as well. So it's good to have the camera back there for that aspect, if nothing else. I think this is a pretty good test. It's about 7:15 at night, so the sun's kind of on its way down. I think we'll come out and do this one more time. Oh, there's a cop sitting there. But I think we'll come out and do this one more time at night. So once the sun is fully away, we'll probably do one more quick test, and then that's that.
Many hours later.
Nighttime now, you can see we got the infrared on here on the interior. The exterior still lit up pretty well for it being nighttime. That polarized lens is still on there as well. So we'll just kind of drive along here, and I'll let you see a little bit of what the night looks like, the night vision from the camera here on the front and the rear, as well as on the interior of the cabin here. Looks pretty decent on the screen in the back.
And one other thing I wanted to talk about really quickly is the actual Vantrue app. Now, this is an app you can download to control all kinds of things on your dash cam, but specifically, one setting that is really intriguing is, of course, the parking mode. So if we go into the app, go into the settings gear up at the top right corner, it's going to take us into all of the settings that we can change through the app. So you don't have to change any of these settings on the display or the dash cam itself. And if we scroll down to parking mode, this is where things get really interesting because this will allow the dash cam to actually protect your car while it's parked. As you can see, we got collision detection and motion detection. Collision is obviously if someone hits your car. Motion is if there is any motion outside of the car, it's going to start recording. I have it currently set on high. I'm actually going to turn that down to medium because I noticed on high it's picking up cars driving through or near your car, when in reality what you really want is just it to pick up if there's a person near the car. So parking mode is something that's pretty interesting on this, and it is something that will be used a lot, especially in this car because this is my wife's car. She parks at work all the time. But again, all the settings here can be done right from the app. You do not have to do them on the dash cam, which is a really awesome feature in itself.
Alright guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. If you liked what you saw, please smash the thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. This is one of those dash cams that is going to be good for anybody who has a car that doesn't have something built in as far as protection is concerned. So like the C8 Corvette guys out there, you could set up your PDR where it will automatically start up and start recording like a dash cam without any kind of input or anything, this probably isn't going to work for you. The guys with a Ram TRX, like you can see mine, that's actually at my neighbor's because we're having some housework done here, but that one also has that really creative option for a dash cam where it actually fits up around the rear view mirror so it looks like it's built in. It's probably not, I would recommend that option for that truck as well. So this is going to be for those ones that don't have any other option. Like my wife's Cadillac does not have an option for a dash cam from factory or one of those more hidden options, and this is a perfect setup for it. So the C7 Corvette, same kind of thing. You have to remember to press something in the PDR to record anything dash cam wise. So this would be a good setup for the C7 Corvette, the C6, really any Corvette except for the C8, in my opinion at least. So anyway, guys, if you are interested in this unit, like I said, it is going to be almost $100 off for Amazon Prime Day. Check out the link in the description down below. You'll get a really, really good deal on it, and it is worth every penny from what we can tell. Yeah, anyway, guys, smash the thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't yet, and as always, stay obsessed.